going on, everyone? How are you? Let me see if I can switch this around. Mute myself. See if... All right, let me see if I can look at myself. I can. Here we go. I can answer questions. Sweet. All right, how you guys doing? There's like 2 here live waiting. You guys are likely patrons. How's it going? What's going on, Derek? How are things? How are things? Where are you from? Where are you guys streaming in from tonight? What's going on, Lawrence? You in Havasu yet? Arkansas, man. That place was awesome. Super humid though. We drove through it. It looked great. But man, I think in Arkansas it was the most humid out of all the places we were going through, from like West Coast to East Coast. My window never unfogged until like we left. Or I'll see it. We'll see it. Ohio, huh? Very cool. All right, guys. Well, today I just figured we'd go live. I tried all week to try and get the end reveal video for the John Yak, which more and more I think about it, I think we should probably call it what it is. We initially called it the Yak Killer. That was what its whole thing was. It's more or less a true crossover for all of those of you who are trying to follow that. I guess it's a jack of all trades boat. They say the jack of all trades is a master of none, but it's still a lot better than the master of one. That's kind of where we were going with it. And so it's an 1 hour and 6 minute long video. It's the longest end reveal video that I have. And I was able to do that because of all of you kind of chiming in and helping me self-fund and crowdfund this channel to get to where we could actually do that. So it's a pretty big deal. I think it's a huge deal even. Because otherwise I don't really know. I wouldn't have the time, the experimentation time. I would have had somebody who I was doing the boat for kind of press on me, lean on me for, you know, skip me on finances and then lean on me for time. And then that generally has almost always, except for like maybe 4 times out of the entire deal, compromised the end result of what I thought it could be. So we really kind of went on a whim and maxed this out to where there's really no... What's going on? You're in South Florida? Dang. You lucky. I want to go to Florida. Florida's awesome. I haven't been to Florida since I was like my A school days in Pensacola. That was like the last time I was in Florida. All right. I'm also, if anybody cares, I'm talking to you guys on an iPhone, the iPhone 13. Which, I don't... Okay, I don't know. We'll try these. We're trying the settings. The phone is whatever it is, but it's pretty good. I don't know if you guys are like tech nerds about the phones, but the iPhone 13 Pro Max, if we're talking about phones that really do record like a camera, it's pretty good. It's pretty boss. It's pretty boss. Okay, let's get the first question. From Where's the Sauce? Ever thought of taking one of those boats to Canada? I heard that fishing is not really good there. Where's the Sauce? I heard that you can only fish 4 months out of the year before it freezes. And that's not great. That's 4 months out of the year, 12 months. The whole 12 we can fish down here. What's going on, Ira? By the way, guys, I sent all the giveaway stuff. Finally got my stuff together, sent it all out. Completely out of stickers. Completely out of stickers. I don't... But it was good. Those things needed to go. They needed to be in my office. They needed to go with you guys. I sent all the merch I had. We have a handful of stuff later that possibly we can give away. I got to replenish the stock. Everything's taking longer to get to us. It's more expensive and lesser quality, which is, you know, that's. I mean, we're experiencing that across the board. To everybody who's like gone to our store, and Chris, you know, it's only 120 degrees at the peak of the day. Like in the morning, it's only 100 degrees and there's no sun. So you gotta, the key to fishing in the summer is you gotta go out like 4 in the morning and you gotta leave at 7. Some people just fishing that all day. Like some young kids, they'll fish in 100-degree weather all day. Insane. I don't know how they do it. But I've seen it. I've seen them just throw frogs all day. all day in the dry heat at the Toolies, all day at the straw grass. 4 months for the lodges that are almost in the Arctic. Oh, well, you know, that changes things. I mean, Canada is a big continent, so I guess that, yeah. Yep. Well, you know, Canada does have really cool places. It has Whistler Mountain. I have wanted to go to Canada. I think it's a, you know, on my bucket list. Like, if we ever get, I know there's a big following for the Tiny Boat Nation in Canada, but if it ever gets big enough to where there's like a serious collaboration between us and them, to where we go down there and it makes sense, we most certainly would go there. I would love to go to Canada and just like try it. I mean, I've been to all the other, I've been to Europe, been to the UK, and I've been to the Middle East, and I have no desire to go back there, but I've never been to Canada, so, you know, we could check it out. I had a few friends that left Canada, like right when the elections were happening. They were just like, after the US, it's going to go to crap. It left. It left and went to Canada. I wonder how it's working out for them. I don't know. Oh, no. In Wisconsin, what kind of Wisconsin? I heard Wisconsin's like one of the most desirable places to live. Like, it's on YouTube. Frankie, you're gonna go with me to Canada? What's up, Frankie? Whatever, man. All right, he might go. You might be down. We'll see. We'll see. There's some real stuff that have to happen for us to go to like another country. It's different to go to another state. That's hard enough as it is. By the way, we just got back from Tennessee. I have tons of footage that I'm sitting on because I was behind. Like, back and forth took me a week's drive where I did absolutely nothing but drive. I didn't really think that would mess up my schedule as bad as it did, but my schedule is broken. It is broken. And then I published some videos about local events because there's 3 that I wanted to film during the month of October. There's a bunch of crazy stuff happening here in Lake Havasu, and that also put me back even farther. Yeah, not great. Not great as far as like, should have thought about that a little bit better, you know, like more thought process. Kind of screw that up. But I'm getting on to it. All the footage I'm sitting on, I'm going to start next week. If you guys are in the chat, though, hit the like button so more people can see this chat. That's how we get the word out. YouTube's like, ooh, people like the chat. And then they send it out to like more people. So maybe 24 can grow to 50 just with the like button. If you're in the chat, though, you have to exit out of the chat to hit the like button, and then come back into the chat and ask your questions, and we'll discuss the questions. Also, the Yak Killer video, the end reveal, it's an hour and 6 minutes long. It's got chapters for days. It's a full reference guide. It's the longest video, the most ridiculous video ever made. I figured I would do it. I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know who's going to watch it. I won't watch a YouTube video for an hour, but it's there. And I put it in like chapters. You know, I put like where you put like hyperlinks, you just click down and you can click on the chapters you want to see. You can like leave and get popcorn and... Okay, we got some weirdo. How do we block these people? Get some... Okay, we blocked Mr. I don't know what his name is, but I think he's blocked. They're kind of strange. Yeah, how do you appoint moderators? Can you appoint a moderator in here? John, can I make you a moderator? No, I can only report or block you. Interesting. I don't know anything about live chats. I just do stuff. All right, let me see where we're at here. Okay. RK Raccoon. You need some tips on how much aluminum to use on a boat. How big is your boat? Okay. We're slightly delayed on the chat here. But just let me know how big your boat is, and what kind of boat it is, how tall it is, and that all kind of varies into it. You use 1,000 pounds of aluminum. You have a pontoon boat, though. You can't do that on a normal boat. We'll see. All right, Chris Diesel, thank you for the stuff there. Let me see here. Man, you guys are all just full of good comments and no questions. What's going on? Okay, 14-foot boat. I want to say 100 to 150 feet. You'll probably go through. it just goes like candy. You'll cut it, you'll apply it, you'll stick it together, and then you'll just watch it all go. You can easily burn through 100 feet of aluminum. Like right there. Easily go through 100 feet. I mean, by the time you're at a 1648 John boat, you're running through 150 on the low end. 100 to 150 on the low end. All right. Okay. What thickness for supports and decking? You're talking like underlid supports? Paul Wheeler? What's going on, man? How are you? I sent your package out there too. It's all going out there. So it's there. If you guys are in the chat though, hit the like button. Let's get the likes up so we can get the chat kind of going, so we can get some stuff going on. So while we're here, we're just kind of sitting here raw, and people are thinking about what they're going to ask. If you have any questions at all, let's talk about outboards. I get a lot of questions about outboards. Maybe it's like the most asked question: what size outboard is good for my boat? And I think that's a pretty worthwhile discussion. We have a pretty wide range for like the portable outboards all the way to like obviously the bigger ones. Let's talk about the portable outboards where they're really good. So a 2.5 horsepower outboard motor, 2.5 to 3 horsepower outboard motor. That's a good point, Scott Luff. I should look for sponsors for giveaways. It's on my to-do list. I need a manager though. I need to hire my weaknesses. I can hyper focus on single things, not on like a lot. It's been proven, but starting from like a 2.5 to 3 horsepower outboard, that really is like the base, minimalist, smallest outboard you can possibly get to power anything. A lot of people use them as kicker motors. A lot of people use them as first motors on small boats, on tin boats. Really, what it is, it's all torque. It's got a super like low to high RPM range. Got a really shallow prop, and it just burns through it. So immediately, it's gonna sound like a lawnmower. You're gonna burn through the throttle almost immediately. And that's fine, because that's really all it's gonna do. You're not gonna find a whole lot of modifications for it. You're not gonna find a whole lot of prop changes for it. They're gonna generally have like 1 or 2 different stock props. You're not gonna be able to go up like in different pitches very often. Maybe somebody, depending on what kind of outboard company you get, you might be able to get different prop pitches. But normally the 2.5 all the way to like the 6 horse, because we're not gonna disinclude those. So 2.5 to 3 are kind of in their class, and then the other class obviously is the 4 to 6 horse. You'll generally see not a whole lot of difference between the 2.5 and 3 and the 4 to 6 horse, other than the 4 to 6 horse obviously have a little bit more power. You go a little bit more faster, a little bit better prop, but in terms of that weird, funky shaft, the loud carbureted sound, and the lack of prop change availability, you're going to kind of run into the same stuff there. But I think 4 to 6 horse are just slightly better if you have a bigger boat, and a 2.5 ain't doing squat for you. You can stick that on there. Where you really start to see a true competitive edge to where your boat's actually made to plane. I strongly believe, I don't know what you guys can argue with me on this, but a 2.5 to a 6 horse motor, I don't care how small or how light your boat is, those motors are not meant to plane. But when you start to see motors that will plane your boat, a very light John boat, stock John boat, 12, like a 1436, you start to see like an 8 horse to a 9 horse. That's where the transition happens, right there, at those motors specifically. Everything else, I think a 6 horse would do really good on a 12-foot John boat, little small one. And then right there though, from a 6 to an 8, there's a pretty substantial difference in motor size. The block's different. The entire outlook of the motor's different. It's starting to look a little bit more like a 15 horse, a smaller 15 horse. And you can actually start changing. Yeah, the 9.9. The 9.9 is kind of like where the peak is. And you can get like an 8 pitch or a 9 pitch or a 10 pitch prop. You can start getting different props. It's not a great selection, but that's where you see the most bang for your buck. So if you want like the really good middle ground motor, a 9.9 motor is where you would get it. You can put it on smaller boats. It's a risk. You can put it on bigger boats, and it's also a risk. The risk is you'll go slower, but it's a good middle ground, especially if you're kind of light and minimalist. You just need to go places. 9.9 is kind of where it's at. If you're a little heavier, like myself, or you want 2 people in the boat, then maybe you look at a 15. I think a 15 is really good if we're talking about for boats. I think a 15 is really good for a 14-foot boat, especially a 14-foot tiny boat with a kit in it, or a 14-foot boat loaded down with a giant cooler full of ice and beer and steak, and like you're pushing stuff, you're hauling whatever you've hunted in it. You kind of need a 15, otherwise you're going to be putting everywhere, and that is a thing. So let's, and then right here when we go to the 15, I think the 15 is maybe the ideal motor for boats. 14, I mean, really, it's an ideal motor for a 14-foot boat, a fairly light 14-foot boat. Not a whole lot of 14-foot boats are rigged to take a 25 horse. You do see them though. Well, the bigger ones, like the Lunds and the Alumacrafts, the bigger, heavier built, obviously you can tell it's a thicker hull, taller walls. Those boats are generally built for a 25 minimum. Like the Alumacraft V14, that's a 25 horsepower cap boat. I've seen some for the older ones from the Lund where they had up to like a 40 horse, but they were older boats. So like the 2-stroke variants for an older boat, a 40 horse back then, they mark it as an equivalent to a 25 horse. So if you have a 40 horse 2-stroke outboard, like I had this awesome Tohatsu 40 horse, like I think it was a 2 or 3 cylinder, like 40 horse. That thing was awesome. It had the worst torque ever, man, but when it got going and it got on plane, you were gone. So that they say that is about equal to the current generation of 25 horses. Obviously, less horsepower now, but more torque. And more I'll get you on plane. It might not go very fast, but that's kind of where we're at with the 25 shafts. But just interesting to know, if you found a 40 horse like 2-stroke back in the day, that's, you could stick that on a current 25 horsepower rated boat today, and it would be all right, because it's about equal in weight and equal in power on the low end to the high, like they switch. But that's something to know. Just something to know. You could do it. I mean, most boats you're not going to see that rated, because the new 40 horses are not rated for small boats. The new 40 horses are fat and they weigh lots, and they're not portable at all. That curse of the 4-strokes. Curse of the 4-strokes. If you ever want to know the giant difference between 4-strokes is, how do I say this nicely without offending people? They're just reliable, but not the performer. Like, they're overweight. God, what do you say? I don't know. Like, if you care all about power and just the power is what it is, then 2-strokes are where it's at. That's where it's at. But if you care about the quietness, the longevity, the reliability, and the quietness, then obviously 4-strokes are it. But I mean, some people just cancel all that out and they just want power. They don't care if it smokes. They don't care if it's loud. They don't care if it has terrible gas mileage. It's power. So that's 2-strokes. People race 2-strokes all the time. I just saw outboard races, powerboat races, the NGK powerboat races this last weekend. Nothing but 2-strokes. Old Evinrude Mercury 2-strokes. Old Johnsons. His boats are flying. I posted that video, by the way. It's the F1 tunnel boats on the NGK. It's one of my more recent videos. Didn't take off very well because it's kind of not what we do, but those boats will show you what a 2-stroke outboard can do. Like they go. They are fast. They are fast for sure. All right, let me see what we got here in the chat. We'll take a pause here. All right, Mark. I don't want to pronounce your last name. I don't want to offend you, but Mark, how are you? Mark F. I have a 15-foot boat. No extras on the boat. You would like to put on your 36? What's a 36? I would like to put my 36. Is a 36 horsepower like an old 2-stroke? 36 horsepower? What's a 36? I like to put lithium batteries versus 3 lead acid batteries. Good for you. Good call there, Mark. Good call. Just be cautious. Don't leave them in high heat. Take care of them. And I will say, I do like the power of lithium. We do sell lithiums on our website, Underground Power. And they're pretty awesome, I will say. You guys like the Yamaha 25? The Yamaha F25 is my favorite outboard. If we're getting technical there. Okay, Patrick Costello. I have a 16-foot 1986 Bass Tracker. Oh man, I'm sorry. You should get completely gutted. What kit do you recommend? So if you're gonna put up with modifying the boat, I'm gonna say this officially, you guys, hit the likes real quick, because go ahead and hit it now, because after I say this, I might not ever get likes on this chat again. So I'll answer Paul's his question here in a second. Let's try and get the likes up in the chat. Let's get it up to 20 likes. There's 32 people in the chat. Let's get up to 20-ish. Yeah. We'll see. 3 hours a bag and shear pins. What's a shear pin in a bag? Bags of shear pins. Oh, like prop pins? Is that what it is? A 3-horse. Okay, yeah. All right, I get it. Sometimes I'm slow, Scott. You gotta kind of work with me a little bit. Sorry. I mean, you don't, but it's, yeah. Okay, so Derek King, what's going on, man? Smallest I would ever want to be a 9.9. Okay, so you have a pretty big boat. I think a 9.9 is perfect for a 1436. If you have like a 1436 John boat, or even a 1236 tracker topper like that size, or a 1240, I don't know if a 9.9 will push 1240. I wonder how heavy a 1240 is. Now anyone look the specs up on bassproshops.com? Well, hold on, trackerboats.com. Not like we can get these boats. They're probably on back order for like 5 years. But we could look at them. We could look at... Where's the search button? Oh, boats here. Okay. We're going to look at what a 1240... Because somebody alluded to me that they make 1240 John boats, which I think is fantastic. Is fantastic. I just want to see how much it weighs. Oh, it's got Grizzly. Where's the toppers? Targa, Pro Guide, Super Guide. They stopped making the tracker topper? No way. I mean, I'm right here. I'm on the Tracker Boats website. Scrolling down boats. There's Mod V boats, Deep V boats, John boats. They got nothing but Grizzlies. Where is... Oh, well, let's see if we can click this model. Maybe they just don't have a hyperlink because they forgot. And Grizzly, it's not looking good. It's not looking great. Sure as crap. They don't have tracker toppers on the website anymore. I'm going to stop recommending that boat because there's no more being made. It can't be a glitch on their website. I mean, they got a whole staff working for them. There's got to be a pretty big problem. They got to take them off the website. Like, go look at the website like right now. If you're on a computer, like, it's not there. The tracker topper John boats are not there. They are missing. They're missing from the website. Well, whatever. Okay, so let me go back to... let me find that question here. Okay, back to... Okay, I don't know where it went, but I know somebody did ask. Oh, here. Patrick Costello, how are you, man? So, 16-foot, 1986 bass tracker. If you have a bass tracker, I would try to sell it. I would try to get rid of it. An older one, not the like the ones made by Fisher Marine, which is like the 1980s, 1990s bass tracker. Like after converting one and going through what it took to fix it, if you can, you get rid of it. If you can't, and you're really in a key area where finding a boat like that, you were just lucky to even find a boat like that, then just be ready for it. Because the bass trackers of old, the vintage ones that made Johnny Morris famous, are the biggest pieces of not well-built boats that I've ever seen out of any boat I've ever ripped out. You know, to say that officially, not to hurt anybody's feelings, but they really were built terrible. Like, stuff was just put in there like they just didn't care. Like, I just would never convert. I asked by umpteen amount of people asked me to convert their topper. Some people offered me like 10 grand to rebuild. I was just like, no, man. No, if you got 10 grand, just go buy the new vintage one. It comes with a new motor. Like, and but if you're gonna build one, just be prepared. If you got it gutted, just be prepared. check for leaky rivets for sure. Check for leaky rivets for that boat. And then, you know, if you can turn a lemon into a gem, then I mean, we did it once. You can do it again, but it's just they're tough boats for sure. All right. Oh, Mark Falowski, 36-volt trolling motor. There it is. You want to put a 36 on a 14-foot jump? Oh, a 1542. Okay. Well, I mean, that's a lot of. You can do that. I mean, are you just running an all-electric boat? Does that you just already have the 36 volt, or you just set on it? Because that's really a lot of trolling motor for that boat. Like, I don't know. You'll probably gain something, but I mean, the added amount of batteries you're going to stick in there, unless you're running a 36-volt pack, like a lithium pack, that's only the time where you're going to really save and see the difference. Otherwise, I think for boats 16 foot and below, a 24 volts pretty good. I think anything over 16, you want to really start looking at a 36. I think for anybody who's really looking to gain in a tiny boat, start looking at lithium batteries. They sell cheap ones on Amazon, not the best quality, but you know, I get mixed reviews about them. Some bad, some good, but they are substantially cheaper than, say, Dakota. If you want other higher quality, we actually have some on our website, Underground Power, made in the U.S. And I'll be demoing those too. I'll be doing a whole thing about those. I just got to get up and do it. All right, let's move down here. How do you pack so much stuff in a boat with a tight weight limit? Experience, RK. Experience. And trust me, I've failed a few times. So failure there along with the experience. That's how we do it. And it's constantly on my mind. I'm constantly paranoid the more and more I build a boat. Where we cross lines. I'm always like right on the line. I always try to stick the max amount of storage, but it's always constantly in my head that we're overweighting this boat, and that will compromise how fast it can go and how well it does in the waves. You can even overweight a boat and stick a bunch of foam in it so it's not sinkable, really, and it'll still not perform great. It'll be overweight when you go to the front, it'll drag when you go to the back, and it won't take waves very. You'll spear more waves because it's too heavy. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that go into it, and we are very aware of those things. It's just be paranoid. How you do it, you got to be paranoid. You got to just be ready. But I mean, I've spent my entire time. I'd say one of my biggest like signatures of the site is to microframe. Find the smallest, lightest way to frame, and that's why everything's riveted. And we have talks about this. We had talks about this in live. John from JDS Outdoors and other people, they've all been into it. Scott, okay. Let me see here. You got a 20-horse Yamaha. Well, the new F20s and the new F21s are the really good ones. And so I have mixed feelings about Yamaha. People apparently, like, the audience loves Yamaha. I had no idea the disparity in likes of Yamaha people to Merc people. I thought it was like maybe a 50-50 split, or maybe a little bit more on Mercury, but no, man, like, people love Yamahas. Like, I put out that video about how Yamaha and Merc, the little outboards, were the same. People hated that video. I put it on TikTok. People drug me on TikTok. It was funny. I did not know that. Surprise. People will love, well, I mean, after trying a few Yamahas, you can tell why people like. I also tried out an older 15-horse Yamaha. That was a pretty awesome motor. Like, buddy of mine, Ben, still has it. Still runs today. 2-stroke. Just does his thing. Paul Wheeler. 34/7 Rude. How are you going to get parts for that thing? I loved my 25/7 Rude. That thing was a boss. It had to have been modified, though. It was so fast. It could plane a whale. I got rid of it like a moron. It messed up on me one time, and I just couldn't trust it anymore. There was only one like outboard doctor person in town that could work on it, and nobody else would work on it because it was too old. And I got rid of it. I regret it every day. I regret getting rid of my 25/7 Rude every day. Yeah. All right. Okay, guys, forgive me. The chat keeps shifting. Your daughter doesn't get it, man. You gotta. Well, no, my family doesn't get it either. Does the switch panel go after the fuse block plus bus bar? Definitely after. Definitely after so long. I have an hour-long video showing everything from start to finish because I got so many questions like that. I did a complete configuration with a really oversimplified and overexpressed to where people absolutely could. I have one out there. It needs to trend. So it's let's check it out. Okay. Chris Eisel. Oh, but it said your last name right. Budget builds are a dime a dozen on YouTube, Chris. I mean, you can find them all day. People post X amount of budget build boats all the day on YouTube. There's so many, you can never go through them all. Pretty good ideas. I mean, I'd still say that wood is the best alternative for budget. Even as expensive as wood is, it's still not as expensive as aluminum. Everything's gone up, so nothing has stayed the same. I don't know. You can still build something pretty nice out of wood, but if you're really going to stringently fish, like if you're fishing tournaments or you're just a fish junkie, or you're fishing bigger lakes, then, you know, aluminum is the way to go. We're going to actually build a budget build. The budget is set by the audience for the next project, which is set for the audience. The audience gave me $1,000 budget, but I put an option in there for the poll, and you can still vote on the poll if you go to the community tab on my channel, you click on my name, you want to vote for it. I put $1,000 or $1,000 plus all the scrap in my in my house. And so most people voted $1,000 plus all the scrap. And I'm guessing because in all my videos you can see all the scrap, and the scrap's substantial, so it's not, I don't really know. I'm going to try not to use any of the scrap because it's not really realistic to the simulation, but $1,000 is a pretty good budget, I think, and you can actually do a lot with it. And we will be doing that, and I will be giving that boat away. I have 4 boats in the back of my yard, all going away. I want to make one a catfish boat, possibly one a flats boat, the other one a budget boat, and the other one is, I don't know, a bow fishing boat. Like, we don't do any of these cool boat mods. I want to do all of them. Like, I mean, I got some people in line that are going to help me, like, with ideas. Ideas from you guys are always appreciated. I love it when you guys give me feedback. In fact, it's all your feedback, the descending and non-descending opinions that help me get this far. I have learned, as you know, being here, that you just got to look for the bulk majority. If you got people telling you terrible things, that's fine. You got to look for consistency. So if there's consistency of people telling you everything's all bad, then you just got to, like, suck up your feelings and deal with that. Like when everybody told me Mercury sucked, and there was an obscene amount of Yamaha fans saying Yamaha's better, I had to suck that up. Merc fanboy forever. You know, we got a super chat. Sweet. 2 stands fishing 3. Thank you very much for that money, man. I appreciate it. Any money that's given to be here through the super chats, your question will be answered first. Your question will be highlighted, and I will just reinvest it back in the channel. Some people invest it back on fishing lures and beer, but I'll just buy more boat stuff. That's the true, honest truth. You can ask people who know me. Ask John. Is John in here? He can tell you. He can tell you. All right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. All right. Chris, how you doing, man? How's the boat? Chris, I still got your memory card. Hey, Chris, do you want to see the memory card? This is Chris's memory card. It's still right here. I'm sorry I haven't shipped it to you, but I've kept you in mind. It's like on my desk. I'm gonna send it out with like the next merch shipment. I'm gonna get it out of here. I promise. I hate my post office. It takes so long to get through it. It's got to be like the worst in the country. Okay, what amp hour battery would you recommend? Good question, RK. Amp hour battery for what? You got another one? Do you want the one back, Chris? Because, I mean, I figured you would get one. Chris is a baller. You should have seen Chris's boat. I got all kinds of video footage of it. It's coming out. Chris got the ultimate V-hull tiny boat. It's coming out. It's coming out here pretty soon. Okay. Okay, we're doing what amp hour battery do I recommend? Okay, so 30 amp hour battery is like the minimal. It's like the minimal smallest battery you can get. So if you're trying to get the smallest, lightest, cheapest battery you can get, the smallest, lightest, cheapest battery you can get is a U1 AGM battery. It's like 25 pounds, and it's 30 amp hour. and that will power all your electronics. And if you use it on a trolling motor, a 12-volt trolling motor, you might get like an hour, 45 minutes of actual like real consistent runtime. So a lot of people rig those on kayaks to run all their electronics. I think anything over that is like pretty, you got to watch it. But a lot of people run those on kayaks. So that's the smallest battery you can get away with. I mean, the lithium equivalent to a U1, I forget they have them, but like the Dakota tries to compete with the U1 battery with an equivalent sized lithium battery that weighs half of that, weighs under 10 pounds. I think it weighs like 9 pounds. That's like nothing. So we have batteries on our website that weigh nothing, like 9-10 pounds for 30 to, and then it matters about the cells, the lithium cells. 60 amp hour batteries. 60 amp hour batteries are a little bit better, a little bit more placed. If you're running a lot of super high end electronics and you want the 100 amp hour batteries, you want a battery that'll put out like the output. Lithium is really good at meeting power requirements, meaning there's no real holdback. There's a lot of holdback in lead acid batteries. The bigger complaint about lead acid batteries, other than, you know, they die faster, they're not able to take as much abuse, is their overall power output is not enough. So like you see all these Bass Pros and bass holes out there always making fun of lead acid batteries, saying you can't use your old grandma and grandpa's battery. They're referring you know, to the Walmart special battery, which I'm currently a fan of. Still, to this day, I'll run Walmart batteries all day, but they say not to run them. I run a Walmart battery for my graphs. I mean, they say not to run it though. But if you really want super high output and super clarity on the pan optics, the live scope, and the 360, they say you got to run a lithium. You got to run, and it's got to be a substantial one. So it's all about the cells though. Like the 30 amp hour cells, the battery weighs substantially less. 60 amp hour starts weighing a little more. Like 100 amp hour battery, like lithium battery cells, that battery weighs about 30 pounds. You get a 12 volt 100 amp hour battery, weighs about 29 pounds. The 60 amp and especially the 30 amp hours, they start like 15 pounds, 9 pounds. They just really start, it's depending what you want. What I would run the lightest batteries always that you can get away with. Personal thing. I'm all about weight. If you guys can't tell. So what? That's just what it's come to. Weight paranoia. And all right. John is also here to answer questions. John, you can chime away. You can type away if you want. I'm gonna figure out how to do a live stream so there's more of us talking, because everybody really liked the live stream down in Tennessee when there was all of us talking. It wasn't just me, and we all had stuff to say from our respective specialties. And so we'll definitely do that. All right. Have I ever done a 2000 Kenner? Oh, no, that's must be for somebody else. All right, so after we went after amp hour batteries, you can just see it on there. I mean, 100 amp hour battery is a really good battery, by the way. Just, if you want to just one and done, 100 amp hour batteries are good. All right. What are my 5 favorite tools? Yeah, I needed to do a video on that. Matt, such a good question. Thank you. Thank you, sir. The question is, okay, so the bandsaw, number one comes to mind. The bandsaw is, if you ever get one, the million things you can do with it, you'll be amazed. Okay, but it is like my number one favorite tool ever, the bandsaw. Like, ever. History of tools made by anybody, all brands. The bandsaw, the portable bandsaw, not the 18 to 20 volt mega bandsaw you need 2 hands, like the Portaband. The Milwaukee and the Bosch have very similar style like Portabands. DeWalt makes one. I actually tried John's little Portaband. It's not very portable. It's so heavy, and that's coming from me. I don't like to complain about weights. I'm like all about lifting heavy stuff. The DeWalt one's a little heavy. The Milwaukee is a little bit more. It's got a smaller mouth, but you know, it's one hand all day. Chew through metal all day. Chew through wood. Chews through everything. Super quiet. Super safe to use. Yet you have to try to hurt yourself on it. It doesn't throw a bunch of crap in the air. I love the bandsaw. Love it. Love it. Bandsaw, personal favorite tool for all projects, including building tiny boats. And as Chris Roberts mentioned, also the Milwaukee rivet gun, but it's not the first. It's like a distant second, maybe third. Let me see. It's third. Milwaukee, the rivet gun. Well, it's second or third. We'll just put it in there. Everybody knows about the rivet gun. But the third tool I would say is the Milwaukee installation driver, which has been a must-have and will save you in a million different ways and stop you from being frustrated for hours. But it's not. But those three tools, those three specialty tools, those are like specialty tools that most people don't generally have. So those three specifically, the rivet gun, the installation driver, and the bandsaw, are really, really crucial tools. And then I would say, obviously, the staple tool is an impact driver. An impact driver, a really nice high-end impact driver that just chews through aluminum and chews through anything else. So I've been a huge fan of the Milwaukee Gen 3 impact driver. It chews through everything. But, you know, most major tool companies have a perspective, you know, comparison to do it. I think a lot of people are big fans of Bosch. Bosch just came up recently and put out some really seriously strong tools that surprise people. They have one that goes in from I think a 1/4 inch gun or a 1/2 inch gun, converts back to a collet for an impact. And then they also have a bandsaw. And but Milwaukee's the only one with a rivet gun. And Milwaukee also made an M18 rivet gun that's like much bigger and bulkier, and I wonder what it's for. I think it probably is for steel rivets, because the M12 rivet gun does not do good on steel rivets. It struggles. It hates it. You also know what else struggles on steel rivets? Me. Try to pull a steel rivet with your hand on a stock little rivet gun, you'll break the rivet gun. If you don't break the rivet gun, you'll break your hand. But stainless steel rivets are strong. No joke. No joke. They're serious. But you can definitely... I mean, when the M12 struggles, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I wonder. I should have given to you, John, when we were up there in Tennessee. I should have given you a steel rivet for that pneumatic gun you had, and see how well it did. How many pulls you would have had to suck in on that thing before it popped. But let me see here. All right. Look through the questions. Look through the questions. I know I didn't give you a fifth favorite tool, Matt, because I don't know if I have one. Oh. The heat gun, a portable heat gun. I would say that's the 5 tools I use most. The installation driver, the bandsaw, the rivet gun, the impact driver, and the heat gun. And then everything else is pretty much, they're just variations of that. I really like the oscillating tool, but I don't use it often. And I also like the 4.5 inch circular saw that I have from DeWalt. But I mean, if we're talking about tools I use all the time, then those are the 5, for sure. I use the heat gun all the time, portable heat gun all the time. Takes a little, it's not as powerful as a quarter heat gun, but it's a million times safer, and it doesn't blow the fuse in my garage in the middle of the night, and I can't see nothing. My garage is very dangerous if you've ever seen it. Imagine like being in all that crap where you could die if you take a wrong step and then it just like blacks out. It's not great. You know, but I'm still here. So, Patrick, Ira, the Honda 25 is a great motor. So, you know, I'd really like to talk to a specific Honda specialist, because I've heard like weird things about how Honda needs special solution, and if you don't put special solution in the oil, then the motor eats itself from the inside out. Heard all kinds of weird things about Honda. I just know that their presence in the US is kind of abysmal, or at least on the West Coast, it's really abysmal. I mean, it's Mercury. Evinrude did have like somewhat of a good push before they went out of business, unfortunately. And then Yamaha, you do see the Yamahas around here, but they're few and far in between. Like they just don't have it down here in the West Coast. I guess the West Coast is not consistent with the rest of the country at all, because the bulk majority. I'd like to really see that. I think in the East Coast you probably see more Hondas. We do get a pretty good fair feedback about Suzuki. They don't have a wide presence down here, but a lot of people saying Suzuki makes the best outboard, period. Like, and Suzuki beats everybody, which maybe is not too unbelievable, because, you know, the Suzuki, the 2.5 horsepower outboard Suzuki that they make, the smallest, tiniest motor they make, and that motor is probably the better motor out of everything. Like, if you look in there, there's a legit timing chain, not a timing belt, like a timing chain. Like, I mean, that to me, if you're willing to do that, make like a best in class motor with really good parts for like your smallest outboard. The smallest outboards, all outboard companies don't care. That's why you get all these. Oh, you don't know if it's a Tohatsu clone or not. It's because everybody only cares about like the 50 horse and up. which is like the motors that they make. And then everything else, they contract the portable outboards. But I think Suzuki actually makes all their motors from the ground up. Honda might actually be the same. I just don't know. I don't know. I think Honda and Suzuki are kind of probably rivals, just like Yamaha and Merc are down here. I think Yamaha, we would obviously say, is probably the most popular, probably by in far the most popular motor brand. Now that I look at it, after getting feedback from you guys, I would have actually known if Yamaha was that popular if it didn't have so much flaming and feedback for some of the videos I did. Well, Johnson never rooted the same. Whoosh. Trouble finding parts for, if you are having trouble finding parts for a 1990 like 2-stroke outboard, good luck finding parts for it now when like nothing is being made or carted over here now. Like, I think it's weird. I think there's a 10-year cap. It's really surprising that like after 40 years you still see parts made for an Evinrude, but that's just how good those motors are, and that's how good all the older Merc motors are. Like those older Mercuries and the older Evinrudes, people just love them. So 40 years later, they make parts for a lot of them. But generally, most motors have a 10-year cap. If you see anything go out to 15 to 20 years for a motor, it means because it was really popular. But even you start to see them fade out. You start seeing all this stuff. You'll start seeing parts go away. All right. Mike Arnold. Really? For the scrap pile, a 50 horse, you're gonna donate. Where are you at, Mike? What? Let's talk. Hey, give me let's talk. You message me on Facebook if you're legit, because I mean, I'll put that outboard on the giveaway boat. If somebody's willing to give an outboard away, I would like to talk to you, because I personally, I can build a lot of things, can't build an outboard. I cannot build an outboard. All the times I tried to fix an outboard, like rebuild the carb and put on the coil packs, the motor ran worse. I don't know what it is about motors. I stopped touching them. I just figured it wasn't meant to be. If it's not like organizational level maintenance, like changing the oil or changing the gear fluid, like I just don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Not meant to be. It was not meant to work on motors. True story. Starting a 12-foot flat bottom, John Vincent. Good job, man. Sweet. How wide is it at the bottom? 1232, 1236, 1240. Is anybody also shocked that Tracker took off the topper line on the website? It's gone. Nobody said anything about that. Or I just haven't gone down far enough. Try not to miss questions. All right. All right. Hire that personal assistant, Chris. I need to make more money. If you guys crowdfund the channel more, I can hire an assistant. True story. I was like almost there. Like, I don't know. See the super chat? $5 to super chat. If we get that up to like more money, then, you know, possibly could hire an assistant. I for real only would, I'm not gonna pocket that $5 and skip town. Like, really, I would invest it in the channel. Maybe if I did more lives and figured that out. A lot of people make a lot of money on lives. I don't know how they do it. I just go on live because I like to interact with you guys, and also because I have no content because I'm behind. That's the bigger reason I'm going live tonight. I got squat until tomorrow. So I got to do something, or YouTube punishes me. They tell me you're not active enough, and then they'll, I don't know. It's a drag, though. This is actually a hard month for tiny boaters. The best months for us are January to June, and then it slowly tapers off, and then I swear September through November, it sucks real bad. Real bad. Where if I didn't have patrons and channel members and like my exclusive niche audience like you guys, I don't know what I would do. I would die. I'd have to go back to counseling. Yeah. All right. 1 second. Just 1 second. What's up, bud?
The trailer is parked where I can't get the trash can out.
Oh, you know, that's my fault. I'll take care of it when I get home. All right. Bye. I parked my travel trailer in front of the trash can. He can't get the trash can out to take to the curb. That was awkward. I thought that was like, you know, I had to take that. It was a little family thing. But Minn Kota Edge and Garnish sticker. Oh, Garmin Striker. All right. That's a good combo. And we're talking about like a really good budget combo, Minn Kota Edge and the Garmin Striker. I'm a super big fan of Garmin now. You know, I didn't hold a lot of their stuff. Now I have a lot of their stuff. I mean, I was obviously a fan of the Panoptics. They were the first to do it. But just a fan of the 93SV, the UHD fish finder, the clarity that I get from that thing, I really do like it. I will say that it's really, really good on a lithium battery. The clarity on the lithium battery is substantial. I've ran it a few times, and so I really like the Striker 93SV. I'm sorry, the EchoMap 93SV. But I think the Striker is pretty much the EchoMap without maps. So the Striker is like a true designated fish finder without maps and routes and GPS. I think that's what the difference between the Striker and the EchoMap. That's the bigger difference. But definitely a Striker and a Minn Kota Edge. I've had quite a few Minn Kota Edges. I broke 3 in 1 year. 3. So I figured like they just weren't for me. They're a little too rough for them. A little too rough for them. The Ultrex though is a tank. Real hard to break that thing. Paul Wheeler. All right, man. I'll see you around. Dylan Wallace, what's going on, man? Framing a 16-foot V-bottom. How much more stiff strength do you get after you add the pour foam? The difference is pretty substantial. I mean, it's a solid void of mass. It's not dense mass, but it's solid. You will feel a huge difference. Like, so if you ran a smaller sheet, say like a 1/16 inch sheet, or you ran 3/8 plywood and then you foamed underneath that, you wouldn't feel any flex. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You gotta be careful though, because you don't want to put so much that it bows and it warps your subfloor. That'll screw up everything. It'll screw up your ability to frame at the bottom and what you can do there. So watch out. Yeah, we actually have a Discord platform. We've been really we got to get on that. I'm just super terribly. A patron of mine actually made a Discord server for us. It just had an abysmal presence on it. I might put it live to where we can start actually running it. I wonder how well it would do. Definitely want to do that. What's the best beginner fish finder? I guess everybody's voting the Garmin Striker 7SV TAD for the best fish finder. I still think the EchoMap's the best one, but that's because I plan ahead. But if you just want a designated fish finder, I guess the Garmin Striker's more or less been on top for a while. The next best rival to the Garmin Striker is the Lowrance Hook Live, or active imaging, whatever they call it. That's like the next best rival. And I think the Humminbird Helix is a favorite. The Humminbird Helix might actually beat both of those. But the Humminbird stuff is always is also more expensive. So if we're talking about budget, probably. But a lot of people like the Helixes. Adam is coming tomorrow. So next time that we go live, there'll be 2 of us. Sweet. What did you say, John, about the tracker? I'm sorry, dude. Like this thing, I'm almost there to the bottom. John, repeat the thing about the tracker, man. Best size motor for 1436 John, a 9.9. A 9.9. But if you have a kitted out 1436 John, a 15. Also, since we're on the outboard topic, by the way, guys, hit the like button if you're new to the chat. Hit it. Let's get this thing up to 100 likes. We are not even close to being there, but we can get as close as possible. But what I would like to say about the more important thing about outboards before you like switch. What's going on, cod fishing? How are you? Good to have somebody from Australia in the house. What's really important to have to consider an outboard is if you're struggling after you build a boat, like it planed before when it was a dry hull, and now you're having trouble planing, or trouble planing with 2 people, or it's just running more sluggish, always consider pitching down. Pitching down. You should have a pretty good range on anything from a 9.9 to a 25 horse, where there's a fair range of prop pitches. So you should find anything from a 9 pitch to a 12 pitch. Okay, 12 pitch is on the high end. Generally, if you're running, like a 12 pitch generally runs best like on a stock boat with like nothing in it, and it's just you and your light and you're running. So say I'm running a stock 1648 John boat or a 1542 or whatever. I have a 25 horsepower Merc on the back. A 12 pitch will probably push me very well. Push me at 30 plus miles an hour. And the more people I stick in there, you'll start to see it bog down. By the time you have a full kit in there, plus a person and all gear and batteries and a live vault, that thing is going to putt around, is not going to get you on plane. You're going to hate it. But the minute you pitch down from a 12 to an 11, you'll see a break in there. And then obviously a 10 pitch, you'll see even more torque. And then at 9 should plane a whale. 9 planes. I have a 25, and my boat is not light. It's a fat kid. It's got all kinds of craps. Frankenstein boat. It's got 5 generations of framing, 3 batteries, all my gear, and me. I don't help. I don't help with it. And it'll plane me at a 9 pitch. So when you want to start thinking about getting a new outboard, is when you have the lowest pitch your motor can have, and your boat still struggles. That's when you were like, okay, I gave you your run. It's time to get a bigger motor. So I got a 60 coming for my boat, and after, you know, I got a 60 horse sitting in a yard. I'm waiting to put on my boat. Possibly tomorrow I'll put it on. Possibly. But you want to consider that before you go. You upgrade in motor size, pitch down, unless you're on like the lowest pitch. Then also and the bigger thing though, if your motor can push on a higher pitch and you can plane on a higher pitch, you should keep that. You shouldn't go lower just to go lower if your motor's already doing fine. Because you go too low, you can actually, it can rev too fast and you can mess up the head. Apparently that's like a thing. So if you pitch down too far, then you can mess up the motor. If you pitch too far up, you'll drag and your motor will hate you for it, and you will never plane. So you want to get to where the motor's just fine, where it's just, you know, it's not struggling, but it's not like overkilling itself. Like when if you hit the gas and then your boat like does that weird bubble thing before it starts to go, they probably have too low a pitch. That's a real thing. You gotta pitch down. All right. You got these random weird kids that just go and troll live streams. All right. So Biggie Cheese Spammer is gone. Sorry about that, guys. I don't catch him fast enough sometimes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You guys, good point, Chris. I got my Garmin Echo Maps at Christmas time. They were like $600 a piece. That's unbeatable. That is unbeatable. That is, you should, I mean, honestly, if you want the best budget fish finder, I really honestly think it is an Echo Map at Christmas time. The Garmin Echo Map at Christmas time. That was honestly Garmin's way of giving everybody the finger, because they knew like Panoptics, everybody else is going to eventually catch up and launch their own line of like live imaging. But really, who's going to buy a Humminbird, you know, a Mega Live or a Lowrance Active Target if I just got like 2 brand new Echo Maps for $600 a piece? I mean, I'm going to go get more Garmin stuff. It's pretty smart. That was Garmin's way of saying F you, F you, Mark. I want to find the marketer of Garmin to shake his hand, or her hand, whoever it is. It's pretty ruthless. Ruthlessness when you're that big. Good. We're sitting here in like the low end, where we all have a few low end, like low energy, low IQ trolls. Not anybody who's serious yet, but you know, we're a little lucky we don't have somebody like the Garmin marketer coming after us. We'd be screwed. The Garmin marketer is ruthless. Every time I think about it, I laugh. I laugh inside. What's going on, Nate? How are you? All right. All right. Let me see here. You got a couple of barely loose rivets. You got a cake pan and a cheap bucking, an air hammer from you know, Home Depot or something, and then they have a rivet bucking, you know, the actual attachment for the air hammer. It's on Amazon. I bought it on Amazon for dirt cheap, so I know they have it. I don't know what it's called specifically, but I found it. I used meager search engine skills and found it, so it's there. That's how I rebucked my whole boat. I rebucked it with an air hammer. When's the West Coast Tiny Boat meetup happening? On Havasu. So, Thomas, Havasu is not like the East Coast. So probably not ever. Havasu is a little ruthless. Nobody cares about a tiny boater down here. I'm like just out here by myself. You know, if Adam wasn't gonna come down here tomorrow to keep me company, I don't know what I'd do. Like, that's why I keep going away from my state to Illinois or to Georgia or to Tennessee or to probably next to Texas, because that's where it seems like everybody likes tiny boats except for Arizona. Arizona is like super niche, and there's like a little group of them down in like the valley area, but they're all like cat fishermen, and they're all like got their own little thing going on. I have not went to their meet and greets. I should try more. It's a little big deal, but let me see here. Okay, you gonna scroll through some of these comments. We're getting here pretty close. Okay, so there's an internal conversation going on there. Cool. Good to see you guys interacting. And then, okay, RK, I don't know when the next time I stream, but generally it's in the evenings around 6 MST, so like 9 EST. That's kind of when I stream, because that's when the YouTube algorithm tells me I should stream. Hayden, okay, Tim Maynard, Hayden, okay, they're just talking. Let me see. You get a 25 horsepower stolen BAM? How'd you get it stolen? I mean, that sucks. That's crazy. I know that's a thing in like, I've never had nothing stolen like that. Knock on wood. I don't know if I just came back and my outboard was gone, I don't know what I would do. I'd cry. It takes a lot for me to cry too. I probably would cry. My outboard was gone. I don't know what I'd do. I would be depressed for a whole week and then figure it out. Where can I find the Discord link? Dylan Wallace, I will message me on Facebook and I'll get it to you. I just need mods and admins and people to promote it and get it going. And obviously figured out how to promote it and get it going. It's different. I don't know why I have such a disconnect from it, but it's weird on how it is. It's kind of like you have to learn the system to really like it. But I think once people learn it and put the time into it, they'll like it. But I think just a different type of people cater to Discord and Reddit, like those things specifically. So it's one thing. Crown somebody as a moderator? How do you crown somebody as a moderator? I mean, when I click on the oh, I have to be, I'm watching you through my other channel. I can't watch myself in the live stream. Let me see. Can I do it here on the phone? I'll totally crown one of you guys. Oh, again, here. Added you. Nate, you're a moderator now. Smart. Hey, thank you, Tim. Where's Tim? You can be moderator too. All right. So all the little kids trolling our live streams, just get rid of them. Get rid of them, because I don't see them until I'm like way down and they've already kind of done their damage. Like Mr. SMD down there was saying whatever he was saying. Yeah, not good. So, all right. All right. All right. I need to come to NorCal. The biggest following in California for the Tiny Boat Nation is in NorCal, Andy. And I got to connect up there. I just got to talk to him. He's super busy all the time. And he runs his own tournament series, the most successful tiny boat tournament series out of Cali. And I would like to do something for him. I'd like to actually give a boat away up there in Cali. I would love to do it. It's just something, you know, I got to do in the works. I would love to launch an elite level tiny boat out of Cali, because they do big tournaments up there. So it's a legit thing. Slay Nation, Tiny Boat Nation, they're big there. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Catfish bill kits. Cat Dragon. We need help on ideas. I'll be honest. I've tried to follow Catfish build on YouTube. I can only make it through about a few minutes of the video before I'm about to fall asleep. Does anybody know a person that does a really good catfish boat that's not, we don't want to guide you out with a pencil watching the video? I mean, if you know somebody who does a decently good job, I'd like to possibly hit him up or watch his videos or give him credit or her credit, whatever. I know Catfish and Carp does similar things. I haven't watched a whole lot of his channel. I don't even know if he posts anymore. But I actually don't spend enough time watching other people in YouTube as I should. I'm not like a good student of YouTube. I need to do it. But you know who is building a catfish boat? Ryan Marcus from Fireant Fishing, Fireant Boats. He's building one. You should follow him. He's building it right now. He's kind of doing more stuff on TikTok and Instagram, more that way versus YouTube, but he still does stuff on YouTube. Still posts it. Still getting it going. All right. Sweet. Sacramento. Where's Sacramento? I forget where it is, where it is, but it's NorCal. Specifically, it is NorCal in San Francisco Bay, in the NorCal area. Like I don't know where San Francisco is. Is it San Francisco, NorCal, or SoCal? I don't know. But the San Francisco area, there's a lot, and then in the NorCal area, there's a lot. So stuff going up down there, I think it's a big deal. That blows, man, that they took your outboard, though. I would cry. I'm sorry, Bam. Oh. Never mind. So they stole your fishing stuff and your outboard? Bam? Okay, the chat keeps jolting. Okay. So I'm just reading through the comments real quick. You want to do a dual console? And a 14-foot Alumacraft, huh? A dual console? So that's all you'll be able to build in there. You might have a super small deck. If you do a dual console, I mean, it would be very cool to see, but the console, the reason we don't add consoles in tiny boats generally, Bam, is because there's just no room. Like, when you put the console, then it's all about the console. I mean, you really don't see comfortable fishing platforms with consoles until you reach a boat that's about 18 feet. 17 feet is still even kind of cutting it close. Like the Tracker Pro 170, I still think the deck's too small. The rod lockers are too small. The console is always nice. The area where you sit's always nice, but I would never personally sacrifice fishability for a console. Unless like fishability is not really your thing and you just kind of want to go have fun, then dual consoles in a 14-foot boat would be pretty rad. Like, I want to see it. Best place to buy pour foam? Matt is our website, TBNation.net. It's right on there. Sell the best stuff. Tell you what, they'll take your breath away. All right. Tim Maynard, how are you? Oh, yeah. See, you're blue in the chat, so you can totally ban people. San Francisco is North Cal? Okay, so that's probably why we have a big following in San Francisco. So that's where it is. All right. Hagen Grubbs? Who's that? Chris Wilson? Is it like a... Let me look that guy up. I'm going to look him up here. Hagen Grubbs. Is that like a YouTuber? And get out the Tracker website. And not one comment about how they took the Tracker topper off the website. I guess nobody cares. Only I care. It's funny. Hagen Grubbs Fishing, huh? All right, I'll subscribe. I'll subscribe to him and see what he's got. See what he's got. Looks like he can fish. Looks like he knows what he's doing. He's even got... Dang, who's this? Who's Jackie Shia? She looks interesting. I'll watch it later. All right, let me see where we're at. You said sadly, San Francisco's is NorCal. You don't want to take claim to it? That's funny. Can you build out an 8-foot Bass Pro pond boat? Yeah. I think that's like to do on my next list is how to upgrade a Pelican Raider. I think, or a little Bass Pro pond hopper. That's on the list. That seems to be a more increasingly growing... I see an increasingly growing platform for a plastic boat. As much as I despise plastic, if the audience wants it, I'll do it. That's how it is. But it has to be an overwhelming amount of support and majority to do a plastic boat because of everything that's going to entail to make that thing fishable. That's why I have not bought a kayak. True story. All right. Is a Delta in NorCal? Is that where that is? Is a Delta in NorCal? Dude in NorCal does have you. It's JMB Fishing. Jacob Bueno. He's also on Instagram, JMB Fishing, and he's part of our Tin Can crew. But he's super autonomous, independent, so we've not worked with him yet, like in person, like, you know, collabed. But he's for sure there. And one of these days, I'm gonna go up there. And I'm just gonna like crash his like party. I don't know. I'm gonna go down there and do it. I don't. All right. Okay. Do I have any videos up yet? I'm editing the process. Yes. Never edited before. It's taking a while. Okay. Sweet, Dylan. Dylan, you should look into Final Cut Pro if you have a Mac. You'll love it. Oh, a plastic boat build. See, somebody asked about a plastic Jonah there. Sadly, Jonah, it's looking like I'm going to have to build one. Yeah, so let me see. Oh, I'm super behind comments. You guys are talking too fast. Can't catch up. All right. Hey, you guys, 40 people in the chat, only 39 likes. If you guys haven't hit the like button, hit it so we can get 80 people in the chat. If you hit the more likes, the more people come in, and the cooler the chat gets. Like, it's, you know. I want the chat to get so big one time we have to put it on, like, that mode. What's that mode? Like, some stupid mode where you can't spam, but obviously we never gotten that big. One day though, one day we'll get super huge on that. So the Delta is in NorCal. Okay, so it's one good reason to go up to NorCal because I've always wanted to fish the Delta. Makes sense. Yeah, there's a guy I follow on Instagram called NorCal Cat, makes these topwater lures, and so makes sense. Makes sense. All right. All right. Let me see here. You floated. Okay, Tim, you floated at 1036. I'm never going to convert a 10-foot boat. I refuse. I have morals and values and ethics. If you, and respect anybody who wants to try though. Like, I don't know. A peacock bass boat? I mean, is there specifics for a peacock bass that you would need over a regular bass boat? Jonah? I need to know this. Like, I mean, I thought peacock bass were like really aggressive largemouth bass where yet you really wouldn't need that. But I wonder. That is true, Nate. Ryan can help us design anything we want. That's for real. You paid $4,000 for a kayak cod fishing. Why did you do that? You could have used $4,000 and built a yak killer. Maybe you can sell that thing. I think they're hard to come by. I think somebody will probably flip you. Like you won't lose money. But it's all good. Let me see. Tracker discontinued the topper in favor of the welded platform. Those names I can't say on YouTube will demonetize me. Whatever. Let me see that crap. Really? So they just got rid of the top. So who's making like riveted John boats? That's like, that's weird. That's like the Milwaukee's best beer trying to put out a wine. You know, that's, why would you get rid of your, like, you're like the Kia of you know, the boats. Like, I mean that in the nicest possible way, but like, why would you get rid of like your staple? Like the Tracker topper is famous for being like that boat. You just straight up got rid of it, huh? I mean, they don't make anything smaller than a 1648. Nothing. It's all 16 to 20 foot boats. 16, 17, 18, 20 foot. That's it. So got rid of it all, huh? They're like, are they trying to go pro now? Or are they trying to like make, who's, okay, whatever. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Let me see here. Hey, you guys should check out TBNation. If you guys are in NorCal and you're looking into tournament fishing, TBNation has a huge presence down there. California TBNation and the California TBNation page. Also, California TBNation official on Instagram. And it might be Cali TBNation here on YouTube, but I think it might just... His name's Jacob Bueno, JMB Fishing. He runs the NorCal squad up there. So, that's good. And you also do have trophy lakes like Clear Lake that I personally would like to fish. Oh, what is it with you guys and buying $4,000 kayaks? What? It's plastic. It's plastic. That's all I got. It's plastic. I don't care what it has, what kind of drive system it has. It's plastic, and it's relatively unimpressive, the hull by itself. Oh, you guys paid $4,000 for a kayak. I won't even pay $1,000 for it. I almost did it. One time I was going to buy one for like $600. Couldn't do it. I just walked away. There's a Pelican Catch 120. I was going to do it. And then I just could not do it. I bailed. And so now we'll see. We'll see. Okay. I would take a kayak if it was free. For sure. I would totally take one. Or if it like a few $100, like $300? $300 like fair for a kayak? Right? I would do it for like $300. But not $305. That's just too much. Too much to spend on plastic. Thinking, I mean, at least I'm consistent. I know you guys maybe don't like the comment, but at least I'm consistent. Don't like plastic kayaks. Also won't convert plastic boats. You like to see the trend, the plastic trend. You ever know what sun does to plastic? Leave your kayak out in the weather, in the elements, for just one season. And then see if it acts right when fishing season picks up. And then, like, you can leave an aluminum john boat in the back of your yard for 60 years and it's still perfect. Still perfect. No problems. Except for maybe the transom. But that's it. But that's it. Okay. All right. Let me see here. Let me read some of these comments here. Matt Annis Shansley. Hey, what's going on, man? I haven't seen you in a minute. How you been? Check out Bethel Island. Frank's Trek on the Delta. Yeah, I'm sure there's like a million connects up there. There's like a million people in California by itself. It's like the most dense population of people ever, I think, is in Cali, right? I would definitely love to do... I would like to go up there. I mean, I would. And I might... if they make, you know, those mandates, then probably not. But if they don't, then they don't. No, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. You sold your kayak to start a 1236 build, Derek. I'm so proud of you. That was the right call. You will be happy, sir. You will be. Let me see. John D. Okay. Well, that kind of stinks. I mean, that makes sense. You got to cut down on your production line because you obviously can't get the aluminum. That stinks. But, you know, Tracker is an all-aluminum line of boats. So if they can't get aluminum for even like the riveted boats, and I mean, that means their entire product line is going to suffer. But that definitely does make sense. For sure. For sure. For sure. Let me see. There's no attacks on here, man. Just truth. Just truth, Andy. You pay $25 for a kayak score. Now that is a bargain. I would pay $25 for a kayak cat dragon. Good on you. Good on you. Good on you. If I can find a kayak for $25, any locals in Havasu? I almost bought one for $500 too. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Every time. There was one in Bass Pro Shops. It was cheap. It was wide. It looked pretty good quality. Couldn't do it. I bailed at least 5 times. I look at some of these. I'm like, man, I could modify that and probably make a lot of influence and money on YouTube. Like, I just got to beat all these scrubs that are doing kayak mods. I could beat them. Like, but I just can never get a kayak. I can't do it. You know what? If I put a poll up and I was like, do you guys want me to mod a kayak? And then you guys voted overwhelmingly in favor of doing it, then I probably would do it, which is why I have never put up a poll. Asking you guys. I probably will never put up a poll. But, you know, the overwhelming majority of you want me to mod a Pelican Bass Raider or like a little pond hopper, and that's without a poll. So we're probably going to have to do that. We're going to probably have to do that. Yeah. Seems we can't avoid the plastic. It's just going to take over the tiny boat nation of plastic boats. That's all right. We beat aluminum to death. I mean, why not do something different, right? Plastic or fiberglass. Got to do something. A plastic 16-foot boat? Really? Chris Wilson, a Hog Island skiff? A 16-foot plastic boat? Is it plain? I would like to see that. I would like to see that. Huh. Huh. Porta boat is an all plastic, pretty sweet. That doesn't count, John. Don't bring in the porta boat. Don't make me have to like say things about the porta boat. You gotta leave the porta boat out of this. The porta boat's pretty dope. It's like folds out into a 14-foot boat. It's pretty. A kayak can't do that. Can a kayak fold out into a 14-foot boat, John? Huh? Can it? No. I just don't have time to build a tiny boat. Oh yeah, no, I get that, dude. Time's everything. There's a period of time where I had a lot more time than money, and then now I find it's the other way around today. So time is everything. So you can always get more money, but you can't get time. Time is finite. So whatever you spend your time on has to be worthwhile. Otherwise, you got to make that call. You got to make the call as a man or a woman. So 12, 14-foot canoe? You guys are getting like crazy. You guys are going insane right now. A canoe? I'm never going to modify a canoe. No, that's like going worse. We're going backwards. I mean, the kayak was bad enough. You guys want me to modify a canoe? I mean, really, it's a true story. You guys want me to modify a canoe? I'll go find one. Probably easier to find that in the kayak. I'll probably get a canoe for like $100 somewhere. Somebody's selling somewhere out there on the Facebook marketplace. Somebody is selling canoe for like $100. Did I have any issues getting my toy hauler? Yeah, it was, but I had a really good condition toy hauler, and so it was worth it. Probably right now they are going up and up and up. That's how they're going to do it, guys. They're just going to squeeze on us, make up excuses, and then make everything astronomically high to where buying it or moving around or even traveling is just unfeasible. Not because they're just going to make everything super expensive. That's how they're going to do it without being tyrannical. They're just going to up the cost of everything. Freaking ridiculous. It's going to be like Europe, where like gas is $10 a gallon everywhere. I mean, I give it a year or two. So just have fun for the year. Not to depress you guys, but what's going on, Matthew Colas? How are you? How's Australia? How much is gas in Australia? Please tell me. I would like to know. We'll see. All right. This chat has really gone the other way here. We were talking about, tiny boat Q&A, and all of a sudden it's like kayaks and plastic boats, and it's really going unexpectedly. I didn't really see that coming. That's really, I guess you got to get what you ask for. You guys are really going to make me go and look for a plastic boat, huh? All right. I still have standards. So if it's going to be plastic, it's going to be a boat. It's not going to be a kayak. It's not going to be... I refuse. I just launched a war against kayaks. I mean, I'm publishing the Yak Killer video tomorrow. Like, it's going live tomorrow. It is labeled the Yak Killer. We called it what it is. The Giant Yak, after I thought about it, is just like a piecemeal name. So we're going to just call it what it is. Because, all right. Let me see here. Okay, you like the flats boat V-hull? Chris Wilson. inflation as well. Yeah, okay. I think I'm really far behind here in the thing. Okay, let me see. Peacock bass are crazy, bro. It's like so much fun. Dude, I'd love to go to Florida just to catch peacock bass. My son's all about catching a peacock bass or catching a wild Oscar. He wants to catch a wild Oscar. That's like his thing. Apparently they're like wild out there. How much is a liter? I feel so stupid right now. Is like a liter like a third of a gallon? Let me see, Google this. Huh. I guess it's not terrible. I guess. So 1 gallon is almost 4 liters, 3.78 liters. So that means you are paying. Geez, that's not. I mean, it's actually pretty expensive. It's not as expensive as I thought it would be, but it's pretty bad. Is it better than Europe? Europe pays like 3 something a liter, like some obscene cost. Last time I was there, I mean, I was there like 10 years ago. I don't know if it's changed, but it was really bad then. I don't think it's gotten any better. But yeah. Yeah. You need a black live wall lid for a 14-foot aggressor bass boat. We can do that. We can do that. Nate, are you in the chat? Fishing with Nate. Fishing with Nate needs to talk to Nate Eckhold in the chat if he's still here. He might have went to sleep. It's late for him. He's like, but if you contact us on our website, support@tbnation.net. If you guys have any questions, if you want anything custom made, tbnation.net we'll make anything happen. We'll even like ship stuff to New Zealand. We've done it. And Australia. True story. True story. Okay. John, you're getting rid of your toy hauler? What are you going to do? You're getting a house? Is that why you're getting rid of it? Let's go, Brandon. I was not ready for that. Well, hold on, let me get some water real quick. That was funny. That was pretty funny. I gotta be prepared. I gotta be prepared. You guys say some crazy things. Hold on. Hold on here. Well, okay. We're back. We're back. All right. Crazy thing about the gas. Yep. Yep. The gas is very bad, but I don't know. I mean, to be honest, back when Bush was in presidency, it was $3.50 a gallon. That was like the national average. So it's been this expensive before. I think this is actually the worst it's ever been, but it's not the worst it's been in recent history. Like it's probably the worst it's been in 20 years. I think we can effectively say that. And the worst it's been in 15 to 18 years, probably. Probably. All right, guys, you got any? So I'm caught up in the chat. I am mysteriously caught up. And so let's talk about, I'm just going to go ahead and do a free discussion or keep this going a little bit longer. Really, I'm just trying to stick around because I'm trying to upload a video. And I don't know if it uploaded. Oh, it uploaded. Okay. It's still processing. I was never going to get it out tonight. I was thinking maybe it'll upload and process quickly. Nope. I don't know how long it takes YouTube to process an hour-long video, but it's probably not great. So we're just going to be here chilling and doing the live stream thing. This is pretty cool. It's pretty cool just to talk to you guys and see what's going on. Yeah, Andy, Adam Ryan is coming tomorrow. He's going to begrudgingly take the drive from Texas all the way down to my house, which is not a good drive. It means he's got to drive through all of New Mexico. And I will say that out of all the states that I drove through, New Mexico was the coldest and the most like desolate. Like if you were ever to like get your car was gonna die, hopefully your Adam's not hearing me like say this, but if your car was gonna die on the side of a road in any state, like don't let it be New Mexico, because it was like nothing there. It was just desolate, 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 and cold, and cold. It was warm, 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 warm. Got to Mexico, stayed the night there, cold, cold, and then obviously we drove through it and made it back. Did I tell you guys that I got clipped? Do you see my wrap job in the thumbnail for this video? Right, I had the wrap for 3 days. It's all bright and shiny, all nice. And I was at a Lowe's because we had to dump all of our crap. And that Lowe's had a dump station. So we're there. And while I was there, some guy in a 3/4 ton gas truck, true story, in a huge trailer. Okay, a bumper tow, no mind you. So it's like a 35 foot, it had to have been 10 foot longer than my trailer. My trailer is 25. It's like short and tall. Like his was like long and skinny, about 35 foot bumper tow trailer. So it's not even a fifth wheel. So I mean, it's just the full length of the trailer, right? Just the full length. It comes in a 3/4 ton gas truck, which really just makes me love the fact that I got a diesel more. I question whether or not I should just got a 3/4 ton gas, but a lot cheaper. But after watching what that guy had to go through, so he was towing that trailer, had all the power of a 3/4 ton gas, but none of the perks of a diesel, because he had to go in that you know, the small little gas enclosure for the Lowe's where everybody gets the gas and not the diesel. And there was like, mind you, there's like 1 million people on this gas station, including other RVs, like smaller ones, like just credit. And he goes in there and tries to cut in there, and he clips my truck, man. He clips it. He clips the passenger side fender. You can see it in the avatar. If you look real close, see right there on the bumper, it's all jacked up right there. It's not the worst thing though. It could have been like way worse, but for sure, he hit the truck. He moved the whole truck, and we were in the trailer. He moved the whole trailer. We were on the trailer doing stuff, and the whole trailer moved, and I got out, and you just see it. It was terrible. It was terrible. It was not great. I gotta call the insurance company about that tomorrow. It's been quite a while for that, so we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, Jonah, if you get the Mac M1, like a Mac Mini M1 or anything with an M1 Pro chip, the M1 Pro chip, is that out? Where? Is it on Amazon? Look at the look. The 16 gigabyte Mac Mini has saved my life. Legit. What is this? Are they on sale? Only 6 left? Oh, they're the 8 gigs. Oh no, that's the one, huh? 256. How much is this one? Well, I guess it's a little bit harder to find them, but they were, I mean, for $900, it's an unbeatable computer. It's an unbeatable computer. It's unbeatable. The thing will process and render a rhinoceros. It'll do anything. Yep. Not great there, Robert, but it is what it is. All right, let's get back to the chat. Let's see what's going on. Saw some comments fly through. You're 16 and can't build mini boats. Well, I mean, at least you're starting young. I mean, that's a very good skill to learn how to build and edit. I mean, building and editing is how I make a living. So if you can learn that at 16, you're ahead of the game. While you're still kind of under the care and protection of your parents. I mean, that's a perfect time to actually do. Somebody who's like young, like 16, who is focused. I mean, that's the most dangerous you can be as an up-and-coming man, personally, thinking about it. Like a man who is focused, a man who can refuse women, a man who is capable of violence. Those are like the most dangerous people. And dangerous, and I mean in a good way. But if you're focused at 16 and you can do things like that, that's big. Because then you have like the least responsibilities. Hopefully you don't have any kids. Jonah, I don't know who you are. You might be a playboy. But I'm assuming you don't have no kids. You don't have no kids, no bills, no car payment. That's the time when you be focused. And you go to town, man. You go to town and make things happen. Real talk. Real talk. If I was 16, I just built stuff. Instead of chasing stupid women and working at stupid Taco Bell. Wasting all my stupid time doing dumb. I would have done a million different things. Would have done a million different things. Got a brand new 2022 15 horsepower Merc. How did you get that? Did you get it from Found Marine? Found Marine's got like motors released to them all the time. They staggered them pretty good. So if you guys want to buy one from them, you should buy one from them. They have them. They have like 5 in there. They're all going to TBNation people. Legit. True thing. True thing. True thing. Yeah, if you get Final Cut Pro 10 with the Mac Pro M1 chip, editing for you will be sweet. I just edited an hour-long video. It would have taken me 2 weeks in Premiere Pro. It's just a better platform. Does way better. You also want a, I know this is off topic a little bit, and I'll get back on topic, but if you get the Mac M1 Pro, you want an external hard drive, a fast one, like 5 terabytes or something. You know, 2 to 5 terabytes, and then that's where you throw all the rendering. You save all your render files in the external hard drive, otherwise it'll blow out your computer. That's the only thing bad about Final Cut that I don't like, but really it's a small price to pay for the power and the speed and the constant rendering and the playback. It's so much better. It's way easier to use. It's like apples to oranges. I hated Premiere Pro. Hated it. Well, actually, no, I liked it. I thought it was the best thing since sliced bread, and then I tried Final Cut. Now I hate Premiere. Hate it. All right. Okay, so you ordered it, and it comes in November. Sweet. That's just like next month. All right. John, are you going to move to Florida? Like oh, you are going to move to Florida. Hey, John, you can be my connect. Hey, John, I'm going to come visit you. We're going to go fishing. You got to find out where all the giants are. You got to find out where all the giants are. We're going to go to Florida. I mean, I know there's all this talk about NorCal, but man, if I got a chance to go to Florida before NorCal, I mean, I'm just going to go. No offense. No offense. Florida before NorCal. Kind of like aluminum before plastic. Let me see. Let me see here. Man, there's like cool stuff going on here, these discussions here. Let me see here. Yeah, YouTube and Google definitely have changed things. What kit should you get for a 14-foot V-Haul? The Gen X Pro kit, Luke, will build you a pretty awesome boat. They'll pretty much build you the ultimate boat. That's what we stuck inside the Alumacraft and a few other ones. And my boat is half Gen X and half wood. We kept the wood core in there as a joke. And now it's not so much of a joke anymore because I got to gut it. But it was there. It was there. Gen X kit is pretty ultimate. What's the thickness of my EVA foam for the Yak Killer? It's whatever thickness Matt Everett Orthodeck is what he used. Orthodeck is slightly thicker than the HydroTurf. Slightly better quality. You can tell. It's really nice. It is like that? 4mm? Maybe it's thicker than whatever HydroTurf is. Slightly thicker. A little bit nicer. A little bit more robust. Better quality. Also, more expensive. And also, the adhesive is a one and done adhesive, so if you screw it up, it's terrible to get off. So there's some pros and some cons, but if you can lay it out right the first time, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Okay. What's boat trailer availability? Oh, gosh. Nate. Hey, Nate, are you still here? What's boat trailer availability? Nate will tell you all about boat trailer availability. He's got the Formula 1 on that. But based on what I've got from the general population of tiny boaters, trailer availability stinks. It's not great. Weston, Florida has a place of giants. Good to know. Jonah, see, this is what Jonah start a Florida Tiny Boat Nation and make that thing big. That way I can go down there. We just lack infrastructure in Florida. That's what we need. We need infrastructure in Florida. We have it in Georgia. We had connects. You know, we can go places where there's connections. We might have a place in Alabama. It's all about the place, but we'll see. Build my own boat trailer? You need a welder to build it. You can't rivet a boat trailer together. It'll explode. I mean, we're going to be on it. I'm going to try and get a 220 amp breaker here pretty soon. We'll see. Let's see. Anyone going to the FFL? No, I didn't know there was an international boat show. I wish I would have known. I would have went to it. That would have been pretty dope. Let me see. Is that like the iCast of boats? We'll see. We'll see. That's good. You see TBNation stickers all the time in North Carolina. That's good. I mean, we collabed down there. That was North Carolina. The John Yachts were down there. We collaborated with them. I think that might be why you see more stickers on. But yeah, that was a pretty awesome place. We went down there in the freshwater river chain, and then we went there in the bay and almost sunk. That was a pretty rad time. Pretty rad time there with Jesse. It was pretty awesome. Lots of insurance needed to build and sell trailers. You heard it from the man himself. Okay, so building and selling them need insurance. To buy them is also a problem. So you got problems with trailer problems. Trailer problems. Jeez. You can bolt a trailer together, really? I mean, we're not talking about a harbor freight trailer. I mean, a harbor freight trailer will carry a lot, but I mean, a bolted together trailer, I mean, is that going to really haul like a big boat? Like a really weighted down 1648? You think it's like safe on a bolted trailer? I mean, I would like input. I don't know. I've never seen a bolted trailer get. They're all welded. Every one I've ever seen welded. They would assume that thick enough like stainless hardware or thick enough steel hardware with lock nuts would probably equal at least fair equivalent to what a weld is. So, I mean, it seems feasible. If you get into a fully boxed frame, I don't know how you're going to stick a wrench in there to close the bolt. You'd have to have holes all over the frame to like access. I mean, it could be done. Yeah, it could be done. Yeah. Thinking about it right now. Thinking about making one. We'll see. We'll see. All right. Really? The next year you're in North Carolina? Oh, NC. Hold on. Really? Okay, I was in South Carolina, not North Carolina. Fail. Why is it gotta be? Really, I wish one of the two of you would have just, you would have called yourself something different. I really get you two confused all the time. The North and the South, not great, but I mean, those places are awesome though. I would like to go to North Carolina. The last time I was in North Carolina was like Charlotte, and it was just a drive to go get a car. It wasn't, that was it. Didn't actually do anything useful there, but it looked really nice. So we'll see. And then the next stop I think was Georgia. I didn't go to Georgia. I turned around. All right, Luke Staples, how are you? Garmin 93 SV. You cannot link to the Ultrax, so you have to get a Garmin Force if you're going to run it through there. Yeah, but if you're worried about... but if you're worried about having routes and stuff, I mean, you can get what I did. I got a Minn Kota Power Drive, which is a fairly cheap trolling motor, especially cheap on the used market. And then I got the ProNav Marine upgrade. And now I have spot lock and nav lock and routes all day without any fish finder. So that's like, you can use that universally with anything. You just run all the routes off your phone. So you should look into that. It's ProNav Marine. We have them on the website. I mean, and it's way cost effective. I mean, the ProNav Marine is $800, like $600 low end, $800 high end if you want the remote. And then the trolling motor itself is $600 to $800 for a brand new one, $300 on the used market. So you can walk away with a spot lock trolling motor, superior spot lock capabilities, needing no graphs for only $1,100 to $1,500. You look at the lowest end Ultrax, 25, maybe now 3,000 with everything going higher up. So $3,000 to $4,000 for a super trolling motor, or $1,100 to $1,500 for an upgraded trolling motor that will do anything those do. So I would really look at the ProNav, especially if you're not trying to run a whole system. I personally do not like the Garmin Force, and I'll say that officially. A lot of people do though, so they also say that officially. Have I ever fished Laughlin? Yes, I caught the biggest striper in my life out of there, Andy. Caught a 35-pound striper out of NorCal. Is my personal best. And then after that, I spent thousands of dollars trying to catch another one and caught nothing and broke my boat. So $1,000 in a boat, one giant PB striper. So lately in my older years, I've thought about how much it's worth it to do that. And so I have not been back. But I do know the river chain. If I go there, I could fish it. I remember how to fish it. I just have not gone back there. It's like a $200 trip every time I go. It's only an hour away. I see when I go spend a lot of money going there. So we'll see. If I get a boat, if I get my boat back up, I might go down there. I mean, October is supposed to be a fire month. That's when I caught my PB, was in October last year. Last year I caught it. Probably should try again. I don't know. It's tough down there. Just throw swim baits all the time. Just threw giant swim baits to catch one big slug. All right. You're in the North Carolina VA area. From Gaston Lake and Bugs Island. Gaston Lake's a pretty good lake down there. How's VA doing, I wonder? What about Kansas? I love Kansas. Kansas and Oklahoma. I think we have huge followings in there. Oklahoma has a huge... You know, somebody, when I was driving through Walmart, the most, like, out of their town, just out there. It was in, like, Elk City, Oklahoma. We were driving through, we stopped at a Walmart, and they had, like, a rib crib there. And we had rib crib on the way up. And rib crib was awesome. Awesome barbecue. So we stopped there again and got it to go up on the way back. And while we were there eating in the Walmart parking lot, some guy who, like, recognized the truck and was like, hey, it's you. So apparently, I mean... So, like, that's the one other time anybody's ever actually saw me and knew me at a Walmart. So, I mean, I'm guessing, like, if some guy out of nowhere in, like, a small town knew who I was, I'm thinking there's probably a pretty big platform somewhere in Oklahoma. I know Kansas is, I think, close, right? It's like the whole area is close. There's also tornado warning, so we left. We left as fast as we could. We got to Texas, and we kind of got clear of it. But it was like a thing. You built TIG welded 1552? Wow. That's serious. A 1552 is a big boat. So wait, it's a 5052 one-man boat? Oh, I'm sorry, 5052 aluminum. Stupid. All right. 5052 is marine grade aluminum sheeting. I thought it was a 50-foot boat. Stupid. All right. All right. I got it. I got back to... Okay. What was the kit that we sell, Robert, back? The kit is the Gen X Pro kit or the Gen X Boss kit. And I think there's also a Gen X Monster kit, which will build you anything. So all the stuff that we've done, we've redesigned and put it on our website. So be replicated by any of you. You can do it. And we sell you the exact amount of aluminum that you would need. And then we have tutorials for on YouTube for days on how to build and replicate it. So we also have the Gen 7 kits. The Gen 7 kits are for smaller boats. So if you're really building like a 1436 or a 1232 or a 1236, the Gen 7 ultralight kit, or you're just really trying to build a super light 14-foot boat, the Gen 7 ultralight kits or the micro kits will work really, really well. If you're trying to plane, if you have like horsepower caps or you just have like a 9.9, if the only way I could see somebody planing with a 9.9 in a 14-foot fully built tiny boat is with like a Gen 7 kit. You like throw big baits? You live to throw big baits? Tim, you sound like a good guy. Who here likes to throw big baits? I like to throw them so much, I went out of my way to figure out how to make baits just so I could like make them. Because like I bought one, like, you know, I love throwing like other people's big baits, but the big thing about independent bait makers is I can't say the word. They're not nice. And probably notably so. Like, I mean, coming from somebody who makes baits, like it probably would be in a similar, but they're hard to get. For one, they're hard to get, and two, they don't make them all the time. They're like seasonal. And so if you had like a really good bait and then it broke off and you wanted another one for like $300 or whatever they charge, then they'd be like, no, you gotta wait till next season until I make them. So not great. And then plus, obviously, if you can build a tiny boat, you can make a bait. So I figured out how to make swim baits. I'm also fairly artistic. So I figured out how to make them to where they just catch fish and not necessarily people, but they also will catch people because they look all right. But I mean, I mold and test out and use all my own swim baits. They're all fairly big, as Adam would tell you. Yeah, I mean, I've caught all my personal best fish off swim baits, all of them. I never caught any big bass until, well, just recently I started catching, I think, bigger bass. But But like all my all my personal best fish have all been on my personal baits, except for like the striper. The striper crushed I forgot what it crushed. It crushed a bait. But before that, for big swim baits, I was just throwing like Savage Gear and River to Sea, like the injection molded, like cheap replicas and maybe some Mega Bass. But I was throwing those all the time, but they would break. Like you crack against a rock, they would crack, they'd fill up with water, they wouldn't work anymore. So like that's when you started, you know, making you got rid of the stock factor injection molded baits. You started making your own solid core base so they couldn't break. They still explode. Sad day when you explode. But after all the time like I spent to make them and build them all, I kind of just want to keep them for myself. They take too much time to make them. So like I get like kind of like once I made them, I was like, I'm gonna make all these and sell them. And after I made them and after all the time it took, I was like, man, I don't want to sell these. I'm gonna have to make more for myself, and it takes a week. So I quit. I quit selling them. Just to keep them for myself. Very, very, very selfish like. You guys give me some likes for this chat. Get it up there. I would appreciate the likes. It'll help you guys get it. See how the chat was not that big, and then you guys like stuff, and then it got bigger. So that's how we do it. It's how we do it. Derek King caught your personal bass 8.42 on a tidy pedal spin. Why don't I ever have this luck? You always hear about these people. You always hear about these people slaying it on like the most obscure things. Like there's this lady that caught 2 gigantic, like 6 and 7 pound smallmouth in the Parker Strip with hot dogs. Hot dogs. It's recorded. It's recorded. Caught on hot dogs. True story. Why don't I want to catch my personal best on a hot dog. How big would that be? Like a piece of bacon? Like float a piece of bacon out there, like in a drop shot. It's just like flapping out there in the current. Suck it in. I wonder if that would work. Bacon. You guys think bacon would work? Has anybody tried bacon on a drop shot? I wonder. I want to try that. Wife wants to go to Florida. It's a good lady. All right. All right. Well, you guys have been awesome. Truly awesome. Thank you guys for attending this live. And we will continue. Tomorrow I will be releasing my video on 6 pound 5 ounce on a Ned rig. You guys are depressing me now. I can't catch anything on a Ned rig. I tried. It drives my brain to fish that slow. Can't do it. Can't do it. On a lifesaver gummy, huh? All right. All right, you guys are just showing off. Now you guys are just showing off. Hey, I got one thing. One thing for you guys. Who here likes Dobbins rods? Who here likes Dobbins rods? Before we go. Show of hands. I know the stream has a little lag, so I'll wait. I'll wait for the lag going away. Okay. You guys know what I have right here? I have a 30 to 40% off voucher for Dobbins rods. That I'm going to give it away to one of you right now. Right now. Okay? 30 to 40% off. And they sell really nice, supreme quality rods. And so anybody who's ever thrown one, I caught my personal best striper was off a Dobbins rod. 35 pound striper. Cranked it on a Dobbins 806. And that's their economy rod. That was our economy rod. They're like pro rods are way better. So like, do you guys want this? You got to answer a trivia question. Where in Tennessee did I go? What city? What city? No, that's where I went, but what city is the PB Lodge in? No, not Nashville. Not Knoxville. Uh-oh. 24/7 Boats got it. 24/7 Boats. Dobbins voucher. Dobbins voucher to you, my good sir or ma'am. Can't tell by the name. I mean, it sounds very manly, but I mean, if you want it, PM me on Instagram or Facebook saying, hey, I'm so-and-so from 24/7 Boats. I need your name, your address, what you won, so I don't forget. Because It was not Chattanooga. Very close, Derek. Very, very close. Very close. Man, so many people want one. All right. I didn't think that many people would want one. That's all right. I have 2 more. So we'll give those 2 away. You got a few more chances. All right. How big was the boat? How big? JDS Outdoors does not need to win the contest for a voucher. He just needs to contact JSV1. Here. Okay, question. How big was the boat we built out in Tennessee? And this is how I know you guys are real fans, if you can guess it, because I haven't released any videos on it. So how big was the boat? Yeah, it was 16 feet. 16 foot what? So I need the full measurement, length and bottom beam width. Nope, nope. Close. No, so close. Daniel T got it. Daniel T is 1652. It was a 1652. Daniel T, same thing. I need your name, your full name, address, and what you won. I need you to DM me on Facebook or Instagram. We'll get it on our business suite, and we will get this out to you. Ow. Pretty strong paper they use on these vouchers. True story. True story. A 1638, I will never convert a 1638. Somebody wanted me to convert a 1638. I'm not going to drive across the country to convert a 1638. All right. All right. All right. Okay. I got one left. I gotta ask you a good question. Okay. When we were down there, the fishing stunk. But we did fish, and one of us caught a pretty good fish. Nate caught a pretty good sized bass. So if you were following us, you knew how big it was. How big was Nate's bass that he caught in Tennessee? It did rain every day. It was terrible, Derek. It was so bad. How big was Nate's bass? How big was it? It could have also been not that great and small. But, I mean, you'll never know. I'll just tell you if anybody guesses the magic number. Too small, too big. Too small, too big. 852. Robert, guess. Nobody else has gotten it yet. Not 4 pounds. Not 5 pounds. Nope. One person almost had it. They overestimated it. Look, don't worry about the ounces. Just get close to the actual number. We'll round up. No, it's none of those. Man, so many wrong guesses. I thought somebody would get it. We're not doing an estimate. That's funny. That's not we can't do no estimate. A dink. Hey Nick, hey Nick, should I give him for guessing the dink? No, I'm joking here. No, you guys, I don't know how you guys have missed it. You guys literally call that every number. Oh, hold on. Cat Dragon got it. Cat Dragon got it. I'll make sure nobody else called out that. There's a few 8s, but it was like 8.5, 8.82. Yeah, okay. Cat Dragon was the only one that got the 8. Cat Dragon got it, man. Sweet Cat. Same instructions. You need your full name, address, and what you won. You need to DM us on Facebook or Instagram. So there's a 3. There's a 3. Don't worry, I got more of these vouchers, but you have to wait for another live. Okay? Sweet. Okay. You have to fill these out. And you got to send them in. There's instructions. If there's a number on here, so you have to call them to get the instructions, then just call them. And but legit 30 to 40% off the rods. It's like pretty much almost half off the rods. I think it's 30% off their super premium rods, which is 30% is 30%. So one of their premium rods is like $200 to $300. So, I mean, we'd like to do more things like that. I want to thank Dobbins Rods for allowing us to have vouchers to even do that. And I personally will probably be using a few of them myself to upgrade my fishing, you know, area. But, you know, that's later. Got to make money first, right? Got to make money. You guys, I will, all right, guys. I will talk to you guys later. I got to get going. 24/7 Boats, you would like to have your voucher, give yours. Oh, you want me to give your voucher away? You don't want your voucher? All right. 24/7 Boats is putting it out there. Thank you, man, for letting me know that, because you saved me like $10 posting, shipping. There's that. Okay. All right. One more. Hopefully we didn't lose half the chat. We did lose half the chat. Every time we like go over a giveaway, like half people leave the chat. All right, let me think of another question. How much? Okay, this is a little tougher. So how much do you think the estimated weight for the Yak Killer was at the end of everything? Dry weight, not weight with accessories, meaning not the trolling motor, not the batteries, not the outboard, but dry weight. All raw materials in the boat that cannot be removed. End project, how much do you think it weighed? £1,200? No. It's not 1,200 pounds. Not 200 pounds either. Closer, though. Closer as you get down. Not 350 pounds. If you have a 350 pound 12-foot boat, it's going to sink. Okay. You guys are killing me, man. You guys think I weighed that much? Max Edson, I think we're going to have to give it to him, man. Because he's really close. Dang. All right. All right. Because it's... Okay, you guys are really going really out there. Hayden Driver, you're pretty far in, but I kind of called it before you answered. You're pretty close. So there's two people that are really close, 160 to 175. Dang it, I'll probably just give both of you vouchers. You're both really close. Okay. The closest people, I have it estimated at 170. So Hayden Driver, you got it at 175, and Max Edmondson got it right at 160. So somewhere in between those two numbers, it actually is probably that. 160 to 175 pounds. So Max and Max Edmondson and who else was it? And Hayden Driver. Same instructions. If you want these vouchers, DM me and tell me what you want. I need your address. And I will get it to you. I will get it to you both. I mean, it's really unfair to just give one of you guys one and then not the other. You guys are really close. And the chat does go nuts with numbers. And there's a lag. There's a lag time. So we'll compensate for the lag time to kind of keep you... Yeah, we were trying to get really close, and what ended up in the John Yak is we really try to get close. I try to base it off to compete with like something like a Hobie Pro Angler 14, where the fully rigged weight for that is 145 pounds. So we wanted to get as close to that as we could, while still winning in the boat area. Because kayaks really do really good in the kayak area, and they suck in the boating area, where everything that a boat wins at it and loses at it. So we try to get into the kayak realm, where we enter their realm, can't really beat them at their own game, but we can enter into it and compete into it while still winning as a boat. And that ultimately is a win for us. It had to be under a certain weight threshold to be able to do certain things. And so right at 160, 170 pounds is where we wanted it. And I want to note that I really went all out and built a bunch of stuff into it. But if you were more conservative and you framed it more conservatively, you can get way under that. 140, 150 pounds out the door. That's it. That's it. That's all you would do. So... I mean, considering what you can put inside a John boat for only that, is substantially more tackle, substantially just a better quality. You can put bigger batteries, bigger trolling motor, bigger outboard, bigger everything. So everything like you see kayaks trying to do by trying to add outboards, these little trolling motor mods, all these ways to bypass and add more tackle, bigger egg crates. We really bypassed all that. I do outline that specifically inside the video that's releasing tomorrow. So thank you guys. I hope you all tune in and give me a like and a comment and share on the video tomorrow to help it trend, because we're at a low point in this month for sure. It's not great. Probably have to do lives all the time. I'm gonna have to give away more things because September through November sucks for us real bad. Thank you guys for the super chat money. Consider becoming a channel member or a patron. And we always give out more stuff and more exclusive content. In fact, they're going to see this video first before anybody else does. So check us out there, patreon.com/TBNation, or click on the join button down here. We will see you guys later. All right. I'm going to go. This time for real. I'm going to go for real.